everyone. It's April 15th, 2017. I've just woken up. It's a beautiful day in Vancouver. Had a great day yesterday with some friends playing some basketball and going down to Red Beach. Today I'm going to actually take it easy, do a little bit of work, enjoy the sun, maybe spend some time with my family and go shopping with my younger daughter. I'll post some pictures and videos of today later. If you're studying, I wish you all the best, students. Good luck on your exams, and I hope you have a little bit of time to go outside, breathe some fresh air. A lot of you know that I love playing the cello, and I'm very fortunate that I started to play the cello around the age of 9 years old. I'd started out playing piano, but wasn't very good. And my parents brought me to listen to the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra and said that I could choose the instrument to learn that I wanted to play. And so I went to the orchestra and concert, and I sat there in row 3 or something like that. I actually heard one of my friends who was playing in the violin section, but I was really drawn immediately to the sound of the cello. It really sounded in the same range as the human voice, and I just loved the mellow tone of the cello, and the fact that it was an instrument that you didn't hold up to your chin, but you actually rested on the ground. And so I've been playing cello since then. I played until high school, and then stopped playing at University of Chicago, and then started playing again some chamber music at McGill University as a graduate student. Then I stopped for a very long time, and I was inspired to play the cello again when I listened to an inner city classical music ensemble called My Cincinnati Ambassador Ensemble. And they were learning how to play cello, being instructed by some, and violin and other classical instruments by some students at the College Conservatory of Music at University of Cincinnati. And I was inspired by them, and I decided I too could pick up the cello again. And I've been playing for about 2.5 years since that point, and I'm going to show you one of my cellos. I'm fortunate to have a couple of cellos, and I'm going to show you today one of my cellos. So I'm really fortunate to have a number of different cellos, and I wanted to introduce you to a couple of my cellos. This is actually a modern instrument made by a luthier called Edson Puozzo, and it was he's a student of a very famous luthier and part of a school in Cremona. And those of you who know much about violins and cellos know that Cremona is really a city that's renowned for their ability to make beautiful instruments. Now this is a modern instrument created by Edson Puozzo, and it was actually built in 2005. I love this instrument. It has a bright sound. It's very easy to play. Some of the older instruments are harder to play because they are quite temperamental, and I'll show you a cello of mine. It's quite a bit older. That's quite temperamental. This is a beautiful instrument. You can actually see some of the detail on the cello. You can see that wonderful tailpiece on there. You can see some great detail on there, and I really love the color of the instrument, and I also love these pegs. These pegs are actually used to tune the instrument. You can fine-tune them with knobs that are actually found at the tailpiece, but these pegs are actually used to tune the 4 strings: an A string, a D string, a G string, and a C string. Now if you actually turn this cello around, you can actually see that it has an absolutely beautiful fine grain, as you can see there. But this is the cello that I play the most. It is not that sensitive to humidity changes as an older instrument that I'll introduce you to later, and it has a sound that will carry throughout a whole. So this is my cello. I call it Edson. It was made by Edson Puozzo. Here we are in Kerrisdale. We're gonna go shopping a little bit. One of my favorite streets. All kinds of really neat shops and restaurants. This one's particularly good. Over here, as is the Modern City Chinese restaurant. Over there you have Hills of Kerrisdale, Thomas Hobbes Forest. Check that out, look at those nice dumplings. And here's one right here that we particularly like. It's called Baguette. It's actually a Vietnamese bistro, and it's usually really hard to get into because it's very, very crowded. But what a beautiful day in Vancouver. One of the great things about Vancouver is there's all these different neighborhoods, and there are restaurants lining all the streets. And this is Moore's Bakery, which is a place that has really wonderful cakes and cookies, and we might head there after going to the camera store. We're going into Faubourg Paris, which is a really lovely shop in Kerrisdale. Check all that out.
So I guess we're getting them now, right? Because we decided to.